This is Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review with your MLB Early Lines report for the games on Tuesday, August 16th. Let's get to it. The game I'm focusing on, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, on the Tuesday, August 16th baseball card. And I think we've got the wrong team favored here. I know San Francisco, at home, having a pretty good season, still leading the NL West division. But boy, they're hanging on for dear life to that lead in the NL West right now, and they really haven't been playing good baseball, consistently good baseball since the All-Star break. We really haven't seen this team put any sort of winning streak together. It seems like they lose a game, or they win a game rather, they lose the next one. They just haven't been able to get on any sort of roll, and that includes their starting pitcher here, Jeff Samardzija on the mound for the Giants, who's had a really tough second half of the season. I mean, going back to June 22nd, he has really had a tough time. In fact, since that June 22nd start in Pittsburgh, Jeff Samardzija, he's allowed 4 runs or more in 7 of his last 9 starts during that stretch. It's been a real rough go of it for Samardzija. He's facing a Pittsburgh Pirates team that in that start that Samardzija had against the Pirates back on June 22nd, Pittsburgh hammered him. 6 runs in just 3 innings for that Pirates team against Jeff Samardzija in that game. He is coming off his best outing in a while against Miami. 5.2 innings, shut him out, only allowed 3 hits, but it was a getaway day game, early start. Miami had a couple of their key bats out of the lineup that day. Still had 3 walks in 5.2 innings. That's not very good. In fact, when you look at control for Jeff Samardzija, he hasn't had any sort of control with his pitches. You go back to his last 6 starts, and the walks have really been an issue for him. He's given up 15 walks in his last 6 starts combined. That's definitely a problem spot and a sore spot for Jeff Samardzija right now. San Francisco just 1-4 in Jeff Samardzija's last 5 starts. On the flip side, there's a lot to like, really a lot to like lately from Jameson Taillon here for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He has really been solid. Is coming off just a dazzling start in his last outing against the San Diego Padres. 3 hits of shutout baseball and 8 strong innings. In fact, Taillon's on a streak now where he's allowed 2 runs or less in 5 of his last 6 starts. So he is in very good form right now. You like his control compared to Samardzija's during his last 6 starts. There's no question about that. 3 walks, and when you rack it up, 3 walks to 32 strikeouts for Jameson Taillon during his last 6 starts. Very impressive numbers. He's just a guy that looks like he's got a future here in this Pittsburgh Pirates rotation. You got to like Pittsburgh's rotation long term. You really do. You got Garrett Cole. You got Jameson Taillon. The other guy, whose name escapes me right now, he's got some potential as well in this Pittsburgh Pirates starting rotation long term. So there's definitely some positive signs. Tyler Glasnow, I knew it would come to me. There we go. Tyler Glasnow, I mean, he's a guy that's also got potential. So all of a sudden, Pittsburgh's got some potential long term with this starting rotation. Jameson Taillon right now to me looks nothing but a bet-on pitcher at this point in time. You look at his advanced stats. I mean, his 2.85 ERA and his FIP and his xFIP are pretty much in line with that, which tells you there's nothing fluky about what he's doing. Just 1.2 walks per 9 innings, 7 strikeouts per 9 innings. That ground ball rate, that's an elite ground ball rate for Jameson Taillon. 53.9% ground balls. That's very good. That's what you like to see. He's keeping the ball down. He's minimizing the impact of contact from opposing hitters. Great stuff all around right now from Taillon. And this Pittsburgh team, don't tell them they're out of the playoff race yet. I thought they were starting to bow out of it. But boy, they've really played some decent baseball lately. They've started to win again. Won a series against Cincinnati, won a series against San Diego, took 2 of 3 over the weekend against the LA Dodgers, really pummeled the Dodgers pitching in that series. They've got some life still, this Pittsburgh team, and I don't believe they deserve the underdog tag in this game. Let's look at Pittsburgh as a small underdog in this game, around plus 105 against the San Francisco Giants. I like Taillon over Samardzija, and I don't like that San Francisco bullpen. That Giants bullpen has been a real problem for that team as of late. Look no further than Sunday when that bullpen couldn't hold down a 7-1 lead. Orioles come all the way back, including 3 in the 9th off closer Santiago Casilla, and shock the Giants 8-7 in that comeback victory for Baltimore. Really impressive win. Not good for this beleaguered Giants bullpen, which has really been sputtering now for weeks on end. I don't trust Samardzija. I don't trust that bullpen behind him. I do trust Tayo, and I like what I'm seeing from him. So let's go with the Pirates as an underdog against San Francisco on Tuesday, August 16th. One other potentially live dog here on Tuesday, the very early afternoon game on the Tuesday card, Milwaukee and the Cubs. Matt Garza's starting to find his footing. He really is. I mean, in his last 4 starts, he has been much, much better for Milwaukee. In fact, Milwaukee's won each of Garza's last 4 starts. Milwaukee 4-0 in Garza's last 4 starts. During that span, he's been effective. He's allowed just 10 runs in his last 23.1 innings of work. I mean, that's really good for Matt Garza. And you look at his track record against the Cubs. Of course, this being a divisional battle, he faced the Cubs 3 times last year in 2015. 3 runs or less is all the Cubs scored against Garza in all 3 of those outings. So he did a pretty decent job against the Chicago Cubs lineup. And I think Garza, you know, he's on the uptick right now, pitching a little bit better. And really, this is, to me, is a flat out, more than anything, a fade of Trevor Cahill as a starting pitcher at this price. I mean, come on, minus 215. I know Milwaukee's had a rough season, but Trevor Cahill in the starting role, laying north of minus 200. Sorry, no thanks. Okay, no thanks. I think you can make a case here for Milwaukee, getting, you know, almost plus 200 as an underdog in this game. Trevor Cahill, you look back, I think in small doses as a reliever, situational reliever, Trevor Cahill can be effective and has been effective at times for the Cubs in that bullpen role, but you put him as a starter, I don't trust him at all. Not one bit. In fact, you go back to 2015, he had 3 starts with the Atlanta Braves back in April last year, 4 runs allowed, and at least 4 runs allowed in all 3 of those starts. You go back to 2014 when Trevor Cahill was with Arizona, and he was a starting pitcher with them. Look at those results. 4 runs allowed, 5 runs allowed, 4 runs allowed, 3 runs allowed, 8 runs allowed. Not good. You know, his track record as a starter is abysmal. In fact, he is just 1-9, Trevor Cahill. Trevor Cahill's teams, listen to this, Trevor Cahill's teams, they are 1-9. 1-9 in Trevor Cahill's last 10 starts. You know, between Atlanta and Arizona in the last 2 years when Trevor Cahill's been a starting pitcher, those teams have gone 1-9 in Cahill's last 10 starts. That's not good. That's not a good track record for a minus 200, minus 215 favorite. That's all there is to it. For that reason, I'm going to take a shot for sure here, some kind of fashion, maybe just a small bet, but in some way, shape, or form, some of my bankroll will be on the Milwaukee Brewers in this game at a big plus price. And let's not forget that Cubs bullpen, outside of Aroldis Chapman, they've been a little spotty of late. They've been a little bit of a concern in recent games. Sunday night, of course, the bullpen can't get the job done against the St. Louis Cardinals. So Milwaukee might be able to cash a big live underdog ticket. If you want to look at Milwaukee as well on the run line, plus 1.5 runs just as some insurance in case they don't win, I certainly wouldn't talk anyone out of that either. But I think Milwaukee may have a chance to steal a victory here in this early Tuesday afternoon game at Wrigley against the Cubs. All right, that's going to wrap up my MLB Early Lines report for the games on Tuesday, August 16th. I'm sports handicapper Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review. Until next time, enjoy the games and good luck.
Always on the go? Bet365 has one of the top mobile platforms in today's market. Sign up today and don't let your busy life keep you out of the game.